We are just watching nature's fireworks display. Kelly's out getting a bird for the live trap so we can try and catch this fox. Hi y'all, welcome back to the farm. I'm Chris. And this little baby doesn't have a name yet. This is one of the babies that came in. If you saw the last video, where the Leon County Sheriff's Department brought us a bunch of chickens that were surrendered to them. I am just out here checking on them. So in real time, that video and this video were happening simultaneously. So on this video, Kelly is going to take you along for a catch for birds that are going to be processed, along with some other farm chores, and we'll get you some farm updates along the way. Okay, I'm going to introduce you to Big Daddy. They were just calling him Daddy, but this is the biggest rooster we've ever had. So we're calling him Big Daddy. We can definitely tell that these birds are used to being handled. I mean, I've never had a rooster just let me pick him up. He's so sweet. He's so gentle. And he's the only one of the roosters that we kept. Hey, buddy. What a handsome boy you are. All right, I'll put you down. Oops. I got babies underfoot. The babies are pecking at my shoes. All right, time to move on.
Okay, I'm not sure how well this is going to work, but we're going to give it a shot. So we're trying something new this week. Last week we had to catch birds in the morning due to weather, and the birds looked great. Very little bruising, wing damage, anything like that. And that's the first time in a very long time that we've had to catch in the morning. So my thought is, overnight, when we crate them at night and leave them on the trailer, there's too much of them moving around for too long in a confined space, beating on each other. We also know that we've seen the dogs walking the trailer. So I'm sure that contributes to the damage that they incur. So I wanted to get out here a little bit earlier this morning. It's starting to get a little lighter than I'd like it to be, but I was conducting a night hunt for our darling fox. No luck last night, or this morning I should say. But also no losses. He did not get into the brooder or into the tractors. I was in the brooder. That's my new hunting blind. So anyway, back to this. I'm starting a little later. We like to do it when it's a little darker. I'm not going to use any artificial light this morning. So I brought a scale out. And that's why you see me walking over here going out of frame. Just to make sure that we have what is our ideal weight and that they're not too small. If I do have any that are under our minimum weight that we like to harvest, then we'll catch them up later and we'll move them to the tractor with the next batch of birds in it and let them grow out longer. So far they're all over 6 pounds, and that's what we're looking for. So you'll see I cover their face. I'm not squeezing their head or anything. I just cover their eyes, and it helps for them to settle down. If you leave it open, they get all excited. So we like this to be as uneventful as possible. Alright, so normally this time of year we catch at night we'd reduce the number of birds we put in the crates. Most we ever put in a crate is 8. So in the summertime, a lot of times we'll go down as low as 6 because of the heat. When we crate them the night before and they sit all night out here. Yeah, I think our low temperature this morning was 72 with 94% humidity. 8 birds in that crate are going to generate a lot of heat on top of that. So we always reduce the number, but because I'm catching and they're only going to be in there for, at this point, a couple of hours before we start processing, I'm going to go ahead and keep it at 8, use fewer crates. Calm down. Calm down. I know it's getting too light now. I got to work faster and stop talking so much, don't I? So the lighter it gets, the more active the birds are going to become. Which is why we prefer to catch at night. And we want the birds to be calm. We don't want a lot of flapping and excitement. That just is bad for the birds. Not just from a damage standpoint, but it's just extra stress on the birds that they don't need. Calm down. We tell people that our birds only have one bad day. So I try to keep that one day as easy on them as possible. No, Coda. Coda, come on. Off the trailer, baby. Come on. Dakota. Dakota, come on. Come on. Come on, get down. Come on. Come on. Down. Let's go. No, ma'am. Come on. Go. 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 Go, Moose. Listen to you. Locking you out. Now you can't come back in. All right, so that's 80. Let's see. 24, 48, 72, 80. I have 1, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 left. That's 97. We harvested 43 last week. So that's 140. I'll have to look at the sheet, but I think it was about 170 that we put in here. So that's 30 birds gone from this batch because of our neighborhood fox. All right, let's see if I can find one more, and then we will call it good. I think you're too small too, but we're going to try you. We may not be able to get another one. Oh yeah, you're way too small. Alright, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 13 is what we're leaving behind. So later today I'll come out and we will move these guys over into the tractor with the next batch of birds. I'll just leave 2 crates out here so they're ready for that. And then I'll have to take this tractor up to the top of the field and prep it for the next round. Okay, so we just finished crating. Got everything loaded on the trailer. Ended up with 84, and I've got 13 in there to move over to the next batch of birds and let them grow out a little bit more. They were all right around 5 pounds, which is a little small for us. So these guys in here will hang out until this afternoon when I'm done processing, and I'll come down and upgrade them and I'll move them over to another tractor. So all that being said, with the number of birds that we moved to the field and what losses I recorded in the field, we use the tracking sheet and I try to keep an accurate count of birds, whether they die in the field or if I cull them for sickness or weakness or whatever, leg problems. Inevitably, we lose a couple here and there, especially this time of year. So that being said, looks like the fox has got 24 out of this batch. So I think I've said it before, but each one of those birds, if I take it all the way to retail, is worth $35. So if you do the math, it's starting to hurt. So we're going to take these guys up to processing. It's about 6:45 in the morning here, and I am going to get on with chores. There you go. Say good morning, Prince. Hey, good morning, buddy. You ready for me to come out with some food? Yeah, I thought so. All right, we'll be back in a minute.
Well, we've got a minute or so of Kelly doing chores here. I thought I would jump in and give a few updates. First, our ladies that are in quarantine are laying eggs. They're laying quite a bit. So since I don't know what they've been fed, I've decided to just collect their eggs, and every other day I'm scrambling them up and just feeding them back to them. That way we get them some extra protein, especially for those 2 birds that are nearly featherless, but of course it's good for everybody. Also, this upcoming weekend is the 4th of July, and we've made the decision that we are not going to go to market. Normally we would go, but the 4th is actually on Saturday, so we've decided we're just going to enjoy the day, and hopefully that'll let us recover some inventory because we'll have 2 processings before we go back. All of that's going to depend on the fox, of course, and how many more it gets. So Kelly has gone ahead and contacted the trapper to see about setting up a night hunt. We're going to ask for rates and find out if he is willing to actually come out and just sit on the property overnight and hopefully eliminate this problem for us.
Okay, like we talked about before, we harvested out of the last batch of birds that we processed this week, and we had 13 left that were too small. So we are moving them into the next batch that's up for processing, which will start on next week. These birds will be 7 weeks old next week. These guys will be 9, but they're not runts. They're just underperforming. They're really close to a good processing size. Most of them are between 5 and 5.5 pounds. So another week should put them to where they'd be a usable bird. And we'll just let them grow out for 1 more week, and we'll go ahead and process them then. But we're going to put them in here. I've already crated them from the other tractor, and we're just going to drop them in here with these birds. As you can see, they're not overly excited about being handled. There you go. But we'll get them in here. All right. Next one. You guys don't want me to put you in the crate, then you don't want me to take you out. Not happy either way. Alright, so there you go. Take a look at their feed real quick in here. They still got plenty. Water is working good and full. Alright. So that takes care of this part of it. Okay, so something a little different other than chickens and turkeys and whatever. We're doing pizzas on the Blackstone tonight, so we thought we would share that with you guys.
Let's get some oil down. We picked up this dough at the market today. It is from Rocky Soil Family Farm, and this is our first time making pizzas on the Blackstone. So we did like personal pizzas. We figured that would be the easiest to manage on here. All right, Kelly, I'm gonna let you put yours down first.
All right, so we lay this out a little bit. Cut it out some.
Oh, don't forget your mushrooms.
I don't care what my pizza's shaped like. Makes no difference to me. I do care about having my mushrooms, so.
All right.
So, the whole premise behind this is that we heat up all the ingredients before we put them on the crust.
So we warmed up our sauce, which is our homemade spaghetti sauce, just some leftover homemade spaghetti sauce. I just cooked the sausage, so it's nice and warm. And then we have fresh grated mozzarella. So this week, we got a visit from, I'll move you back a little bit so you can actually see me, hopefully. So we had a young lady that used to work for us.
I'm not done with that, so don't steal it.
We had a young lady that used to work for us, and she and her family moved to Wisconsin. And her dad was down. He comes down for business periodically. And he was down this week, picked up a little bit of chicken from us, but he also brought us some goodies. Brought us some Wisconsin cheese, and he brought us this beer that is apparently only available in Wisconsin. So I'm trying that with the pizza tonight.
You're right, the cheese is starting to melt to the plate.
Yeah, it is. It's very warm out here, and of course it's sitting next to the Blackstone.
All right, cover it up. So, yeah, among a lot of other things that have happened during the week, with our visit from the Sheriff's Department, with the infusion of 25 new chickens to the farm, which a lot of them we adopted out. Got rid of the last of the roosters this afternoon, so that was great. They were really loud. We love our roosters. We always keep roosters with our flock, but too many is too many. So we did all that. We did the farmer's market this morning, which is a lot on its own.
You spent some time on the mower this afternoon when you got home.
I spent a couple hours on the zero turn this afternoon trying to get the grass under control. I'm not sure if I'm winning or losing the battle, but I don't know. We'll fight it again tomorrow and see what happens.
Basically, it's been raining every single afternoon. Today was a rare non-rain day. So it's like every time he gets a cut, we get rain, it grows back again, super fast. You're doing it like every 3 or 4 days at this point. It's pretty much nonstop.
Well, I start and then you can't finish it all because it rains, so you get interrupted. And by the time you do get to the end, it's time to start again. So it's just, it's
nonstop.
Yeah, it's never ending. It is Florida summertime. This is our normal thing. So
Pico bees.
Peekaboo.
Ooh, mine's looking. I think you're gonna end up having to do the dome on yours.
let's do mine.
I'm just gonna eat the extra sausage.
So, yeah, it's been a fun week, folks. This is kind of a fun way for us to end our week.
since I didn't realize that we didn't have it where you guys could see it. There we go, finished product. So we're gonna go enjoy our pizza and a cold beer.
I know we've shown taking down and moving the turkeys and setting up turkey runs and stuff before. And I'm going to go ahead and film this, and we'll probably, edit some of it out. But this is a little ceremonial. This is the final turkey run for our spring turkeys. They are all processed and in the freezer. So it's a little different for us personally. Prince is over there looking for his compadres, which are now long gone to freezer camp. But we're going to take this down, pick up the barrels, get the fence out of here, and it's pretty much going to wrap up my day. It's been a long day. What you doing in there, Prince? You better watch out, little boy, because this is getting ready to fall over. Alright, now I know I've shown it before, but we use a reusable style, get it in the middle of the picture, clip for the T-posts, because everything we do is temporary. So I don't want to waste a bunch of money and time and trouble with twisting and all the other stuff that goes along with using T-posts. And I'll pull it out flat so that I can finish rolling this one up. And this is kind of a waste of time because most of this wire has been, its life has been used up. I couldn't tell you how long I've been using some of these rolls because it, like I say, it is all temporary and it gets moved all the time. But it shows its wear, and eventually I have to get new rolls of wire. So this particular roll I'm working on right here doesn't look too bad, so I probably will save it. But the other section, I'll look at as I roll it up, but I'm pretty sure it's definitely going to be headed to the recycle yard. Alright. This is honestly the worst part of this, is the rolling up the wire. Yeah, this one is definitely trashed. It's got lots of broken wires in it. Even pulling out the T-post is pretty easy, especially after we've had a week and a half, 2 weeks of steady afternoon showers. So the ground's pretty soft here. Kind of wish it had been that way when I was putting these up, because those of you guys that know about driving T-posts, driving them in dry ground is not a whole lot of fun. Alright, so that's that part of it. I'm going to pick those rolls up and take them over and put them with the others. Alright, well, that takes care of that. Now we'll go back and we'll pull the T-posts. Yeah, little girl. Not looking to run anybody over. Alright, so that's going to do it for what I'm working on tonight. I have no idea what time it is because I'm holding my phone in my hand and can't see the clock. But it's earlier than 7:30 because Chris isn't back from Zumba yet. So I'm done out here. I've got what I wanted to accomplish done for the evening. I am going to head on up to the house and relax. Alright, thanks for watching. That's going to do it for this video. If you like what you see, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. We'll see you on the next one.